Hey, welcome back to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online, and if you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate it if you purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Today we'll be talking about a Rolex Daytona in a 40mm case, entirely white gold, minus the Oysterflex strap here. Black dial diamond hour markers, reference number 116519LN. Alright, we'll be going over the case, dial, the bezel, the crown functions, as well as the movement, as well as the bracelet, and I'll be giving you my thoughts on all of these throughout the video. Now, starting off with the case, we have a 40mm case, as I said earlier, from finger to thumb. We have that full diameter from 2 to 8, or you could say, from 10 to 4. Either way, still 40mm. It has the monoblock middle case with the screw down case back and the Rolex signature winding crown to ensure water resistance down to 100 meters or 330 feet. Altogether, this is all made of white gold. As you can see, it's a very, very nice high polish on the front as well as the sides of this case. So you have that extra reflectivity. We also have the sort of integrated links in here, sort of going underneath the ceramic bezel, as you can see. That makes it so that you can only fit the Oysterflex strap on this specific model. There are other models offered from Rolex. There's one with the bracelet that's a little bit more integrated in its looks, but the bracelet cannot actually be placed directly into this this lug right here. You actually have to get it done at a Rolex boutique for that to happen, or at a watchmaker, someone who can actually take out this link here and put in the Rolex Oyster link. All right, anyway, again, a high polish along every single part here of this case. We also have, while we're here on the topic of the lugs here, we also have these hallmarks on the backs of these lugs to really show you that you're definitely dealing with rare metals, and in this case, white gold. So you have your white gold's content here, and it's certainly a hefty watch. You can definitely feel the gold content if you don't see it yourself. Okay? Now, keep in mind, this bezel, again, I did say is a ceramic bezel, so highly scratch resistant, unlikely to break unless you actually physically try to break it. And when you actually do try to break it, it will shatter. So be careful with that, but you don't have to be too entirely careful. It's a watch that you're not going to be throwing around anytime soon, even though this is a very sporty overall presentation. Speaking of presentation, excuse me, we have a black dial here, black subdials with a sort of silvery tone set of counters for the subdials as well, with 18 karat white gold settings for these round diamonds, these hour marks, sort of intermediary hour marks. We also have the Rolex crown with the 30 balancing each other out, with the 15 and the 45 balancing each other out, sort of denoting the minutes and seconds for this dial. Not so much a 3, 6, and 9, but more a 15, 30, 45. And that's to really drive home that this is a watch definitely made for the timing functions. The minutes and seconds matter so much more than the hours or even days. There's not even a date aperture on this watch, or any other Daytona for that matter. But speaking of which, when it comes to the timing, we also have these chrono pushers, as you can see at the top and bottom of the crown. The top pusher works as you would expect. Simply just press the button and the chronograph hand will move along with the same pace as the seconds hand, the small seconds hand, at the 6 o'clock position. As you can see, that mini dial there. Okay, and you can simply just press it again to stop and press the bottom button to reset. Okay, and when you're timing anything using the tachymeter, the tachymetric scale rather, on this bezel, you can just start it as soon as you say you're on a road trip, you pass a sign, you press the top button, and then you'll be timing the entire time that it takes you to get to, say, the next sign, which denotes the end of a mile, for example. Or you can do so at the end of a kilometer, however you want to measure it. That is your set of units for that. So once you're done and you see the sign coming up and you're ready to press the top button, and then you just simply press it once you pass the end of the marker. You'll then know that you are traveling at, say, 90 miles per hour or 90 kilometers per hour, depending on your scale. There are plenty other functions and uses for this tachymetric scale, but that's just one potential use case. Additionally, we also have these other functions here within the crown. For example, you can simply unwind the crown to the first position. This allows you to wind the watch. And also, if you note, there's a rubber gasket on the inside there, and there's even more on the inside. And as you can see, there's also the 3 little dots underneath this Rolex winding crown, showing you that it is the trip lock waterproofness system. So you certainly have that peace of mind. If you were to take this swimming, you can certainly do so, no problem. But anyway, at this first position, simply 20 to 30 full winds is all you really need to get this watch started from a dead stop up to its full capacity. Once you start feeling that damping, that resistance starting to ramp up in that crown, you can stop because you've reached the full power reserve. Pull out to the last and final position, the only other position for this crown. Note that the seconds hand has actually stopped at that small subdial. So then you can actually rotate the crown to place the minute hand precisely wherever it needs to go, and then press the crown back in. Note that the seconds hand has actually started up again. You can wind or screw down the crown tightly back against the case to ensure that superior water resistance. Now, what makes all of this work is the in-house caliber 4130 made in-house by Rolex. You can't see it through the case back because you have your white gold content there protecting it. It has the ±2 second per day time differential after casing, which really gives it that, that superlative chronometer certification, as you can see printed on the dial, as well as, the little hang tag that comes with every Rolex, saying that this timepiece exceeds the Swiss standards of timekeeping, so it's even more precise than the standard. You also have the center hour, minute, and seconds hands. With the small seconds hands, at the 6 o'clock position, you have the chronograph center hand accurate to within 1/8 of a second, with a 30-minute counter at the 3 o'clock and a 12-hour counter at the 9 o'clock. You also have the stop seconds for precise time setting, all of which I had just demonstrated. All right, and you also have the oscillator. It's a paramagnetic blue parachrome hairspring, which means that you can get relatively close to magnets and not get any adverse effects of the timekeeping there. No issue there. The winder is also a bidirectional self-winding via a perpetual rotor, meaning that you can simply wind the watch to its full capacity using a crown, and wearing this on your wrist will keep it wound naturally. The natural movements of your wrist will keep it wound up to the approximate power reserve of 72 hours. That's literally 3 exact whole days. So you can take this off on a Friday evening, you can pick it back up on Monday afternoon, and it will still be running. No need to wind the watch at all. And now we're looking at the framing for this watch. We have this Oysterflex bracelet. It's not entirely new to me, but it's something that you don't see very often. Now, this Oysterflex is offered on the Daytona as well as some other models, say like the Sky Dweller, and these bracelets cannot actually be sized. They'll actually have to be physically changed out for different sizes. But that's not to say that you can't wear these, because these are exceptionally comfortable. They have these channels that sort of echo the overall look of this integrated link right there, as you can see directly underneath this bezel. And that gives it a certain pliability, a flexibility that makes it extremely comfortable to wear. Also underneath, we have these little channels here, which actually make it easier for your wrist to breathe. I'll show you how that works in just a moment. All right, now we have a very nice taper down to the Oyster safety clasp here. Simply open up from the bottom of the crown so that you can then pull the clasp outward, and opening it up, you can see the Rolex stamped seal as well as the hallmarks, additionally to show you that you are still working with white gold on this clasp as well. There's also a little nice added feature, the Easy Link 5mm extension. So if you find that your wrist has sort of expanded throughout the day, depending on your hydration and general climate, if it gets really hot outside, your wrist will have a tendency to swell. So you will need that extra 5mm. So to get that, just simply reach under the clasp here, pull it outward, and there you go, extra 5 millimeters, or basically a half an oyster link, or the size of a Jubilee link for, you know, for measure. And if you no longer need it, you can simply fold it back in on itself and clasp it tightly back into the clasp, and it fits very nicely there. All right, now when it comes to the wearing experience of the Oysterflex bracelet, all right, now remember those channels that I pointed out underneath? They actually help keep the straps above the wrist, and those actually give you extra breathability so that your wrist will be able to breathe very nicely underneath, you know, basically what is essentially a rubber strap. And so this is a very good sense of engineering from Rolex here. They allow your wrist to breathe so you can wear this for longer with less discomfort, or with no discomfort really. And when it looks on the wrist, even though it is a 40 millimeter watch, it feels more like a 36. And that's, to me, a very good thing, because you get the start of the Oysterflex bracelet very, very early on from these lugs here. And so you get an excellent framing of the Oysterflex bracelet with the black dial, diamond hour markers really shining on, you know, just about any angle there, as you can see. So it makes it for a very, very easy read of that dial. As well, the black ceramic bezel makes it very, very easy to read. Extremely, excessively easy to read. And at a price point that's currently around the mid 40s or low 40,000, I believe, it's a very, very excellent watch for what you're getting. White gold, diamond hour markers with a black dial. What's not to love about this? And also, very exceptionally comfortable and with a very overall sporty look, I would say. Not something that you would wear to a professional function. However, you could make a very strong case for that, because this is a Daytona with diamond hour markers. You can certainly show up to any occasion with this. You can go swimming in your back pool. You can go to an important meeting. This is a watch that you can wear to just about anything. Although I would be careful, a little bit more careful, because you do have white gold. Very malleable, very easy to damage, and hard to rescue from that damage. But you'll just look darn good wearing this. Just about anyone will look exceptional wearing this black Daytona with diamond hour markers, white gold case, black bezel with a matching black dial. It's absolutely gorgeous. All right, so anyway, enough of what I think. What do you guys think about this watch? Let us know down in the comments below. Be sure to leave a like, as it helps us out as well. Also, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so you can be notified when we go live with another video like this one. And as always, if you'd like to purchase this watch or any other watch like it, or any of the other 2 Daytonas on an Oysterflex bracelet with, you know, say the silver dial, or even the mother of pearl dial, all with diamonds as well, you can do so on our website, jazztime.com. Links in the description below, and we'll see you in the next one.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page, where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in Jazztime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.